What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another dope edition of Define Your Legacy. I'm your host, Theus Elijah McBee. And before we tap into today's episode, just want to shout out the online store of Define Your Legacy, which can be found at the link in the description of this episode. All right, we got t-shirts, long sleeves, and a whole lot more. So feel free to check out the online store in the link in the description of this episode. All right. And just like that, all right, we're going to jump into today's episode. What's going on, bro? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me up here, man. I know you have a lot of people on here, so I'm honored to be here, man.
Already know. So if you could, man, just introduce yourself, right, and tell the world what it is that you do.
My name is Pooda. Everybody call me Pooda, but my real name is Earl. But I never go by that. But what I do basketball tournaments in my city, man. Just something for a day for my city to have fun, because my city, Bridgeport, we on the map for the wrong reasons. So I'm trying to be that outreach for people to come to Bridgeport and have a good time without violence and all that other stuff.
Yeah. So you're putting on a tournament, right, and bringing the whole city out and bringing out multiple cities too, right? I know you mentioned Bridgeport, and this is for your city, but talk to me too about the other cities that you have pulling up for this tournament.
The other cities I have Stratford, I have Norwalk, I have Stamford, I have New Haven, I have Waterbury, I have New London, and I have Hartford. So those are like growing up, those cities was like the cities that had the best ballers. So like, I mean, we talk about Fairfield and all that, they didn't really have no ballers like that. So like we talking about Hartford, like they play in the toughest leagues when we was growing up. So what made me do it was like I wanted to have each baller from each city, like greatest players, play on one team, because that can never happen, because everybody go to different schools, everybody go to prep schools and stuff. So I was like, you know what, let me just do it like this and see if everybody went to one high school, let's see how the outcome would be.
Yeah. And obviously, I mean, you bring up a good point, right? Obviously, you know, when and it's in one city is one thing, right? Because there's different high schools and shit like that. But now, you know what I'm saying? So what does that kind of mean to know that somebody, one city, one team, whatever, is going to be crowned? Maybe not like the best basketball city in the state. Or honestly, maybe that ends up being the case. But so what does that mean to you to know that this is like, all right, it's one thing to rep your high school, you feel me? Cool. But to now know that you got hoopers repping their city.
Yeah, because like when you talk about, like, it's really like bragging rights. So everybody always walk around like, or even on the internet, oh, Bridgeport got the best ballers, New Haven got the best ballers, but nobody ever like could see the best ballers out their city play in one tournament. So it's like what I'm doing is like even older people, younger people, they're gonna be in attendance because they want to see it. So it's really just, like I said, bragging rights for the year until next year. So it's like, even if somebody say, oh, New Haven got the best ballers out the city, but if Stratford wins, Stratford could talk their stuff for a whole year, because it's like, y'all didn't beat us, and we proved that we got our best ballers against your best ballers, and there's no excuses. Once you hit that court, it's every man for themselves.
That's a fact. So I got to ask, right? So with all these different cities, right? I'm assuming it's like eight players to a team, right?
So yeah, like eight to 10.
Yeah. So naturally, like, you know, who determines who's on the roster? Like who like, because, you know, I didn't know some people probably got left off. Might feel a little rocky.
Most definitely.
So
most definitely.
How did that come about?
A lot of people got left off. I've been getting calls, texts, emails. I don't check my emails, and I got why I picked this person and that person on our roster. But how I did it was like each player from the city, like for Bridgeport, for example, the two captains for Bridgeport was Danny Upchurch and Tamarj Parker. I went to high school with Danny, and he played overseas and everything. He played D1 basketball. Tamarj Parker, he played overseas. He played D1 basketball. He's still overseas to this day. And when you talk about basketball and Bridgeport from my era, those are kind of the two people you think of. So I made them two the captains of the teams. So if I make them the captains, then they picking their team. They picking who they want to go to war with. Because if I pick who that people want to go to war with, some people don't want one player on the team. So it's like, you know what? I'm not even going to do that. I'm going to let them pick their team. So I did that for every city. Like every city, like the two best players that I personally think are from the city, I make them the captains, and they pick their team, and they go from there.
Okay, so I can understand you picking the two from Bridgeport because you're from there, right? Yeah. But how'd you go about choosing the other two from other cities? Is it just because you knew them?
Yeah, I knew him. One, I knew him. Two, like I grew up playing ball with them. And three is like They played in previously of my tournaments, like when they played for their high school or just when somebody just put a team together and say if somebody's dominating the tournament, I'm like, oh, where he's from? Oh, he's from New London. All right, he's nice. So and everybody respecting him. So it's like, all right, I'm gonna make him the captain. So that's how I really went above that. I had to see them personally play or personally like played against them or know them.
And how important do you think it is to be a person in your position to be like well connected with other people in different cities, right? Because obviously, you know, if you're throwing a tournament just for your city, okay, cool, you just know the people in your area. But to know this is for the state, right? So how important is it to know as many people as possible in the entire, you know, state like that?
It's real important because me growing up, I played basketball. I played for Notre Dame. Like I was good back in the day. Like so, a lot of people know me from there. So, like if anybody else is trying to throw a tournament, it really they won't have like the caliber players that I have because I build a rapport with them players. So it's like, oh, you playing in Pooda's tournament? Oh, I remember Pooda. I remember this. So it's like I play AAU with them with the guys. So it's like mostly like a respect type thing. Like, oh, this is Pooda tournament. Oh, I remember him. He does good for the community. He does this and that. I bet I'm gonna play in their tournament. But say if somebody that didn't play basketball growing up try to do a tournament, they're like, man, I'm not playing in this. I'm straight. But they know like the type of competition that I bring and brings the best out of them. And like I said in the beginning of the podcast, like it's one day for everybody to have a great time.
And you mentioned the 1 day thing too. So why did you decide to go the 1 day route versus creating, I guess, like an entire league?
Or like the 1 day, like I was thinking about a league, but what made me really do the 1 day route is because one is like it's cost efficient. It's cost efficient for me, and two, it's like single elimination. So you know how when people growing up AAU tournaments, we could BS 1 game, 2 games, could be like we could still end up winning the tournament. But if it's 1 game, 1 single game elimination, you have to come with your best effort that day. Like there's no time for mess ups. Like so that's why I really want to do it, because if it's a 2-day tournament, it could get watered down.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because it's like, how can I put it? If it's a 2-day tournament, one is say if Hartford and New Haven play and Hartford getting eliminated, a lot of people want to come out for the next day because their city is not there. You feel me? So it's like crowd wise, and it's just you got to come with your A game soon as that ball go up in the air.
Yeah. And remind people too the specific name of the tournament.
Oh, the name of the tournament is called the Scale Tournament. I made that name up. Long story short, I was in a hospital probably like 4.5 years ago. I got diagnosed with a rare disease called GBS. So GBS is like you lose feeling in your hands, your legs, like everywhere. Like if you ever like fell asleep on your hand and woke up and it's like it's real numb. That's how my whole body felt. So like the doctors even told me like, yo, you might not play basketball the way you want to play it again. So I'm like, dang. So what made me do that is like, if I can't do that, then I always want to be a part of basketball. So that's what made me start making the leagues and the tournament like that. So Scale, that's how Scale came apart. So Scale means surpassing all life expectations. So me basically is like the doctors told me I couldn't play basketball again, but I didn't let that sit in my head and put me down. I got out there, changed my diet, changed the way I was eating and everything, and now I'm playing basketball to back how I was. So it's like, don't let nobody put a limit on you. You feel me? So my thing is, as soon as you step on a scale, break it. You feel me? Don't settle. So that's what that name came apart.
Yeah. And, you know, after hearing a story like that, what kind of mindset did that have for your life, you know, moving forward and even including into this tournament, right? It's like, because you could have easily just said like, damn, you know, I can't hoop no more. It is what it is. I'm just going to vibe. But instead, you went the opposite direction and established an entire tournament, bringing a bunch of people from different cities together.
Yeah. So prior to that, my junior year in high school, because my sophomore and junior year of high school, I went all state basketball. So my end of my junior year, I got into a bad car accident and broke my femur bone. I broke my femur bone. The doctor said my senior year I'm not playing. So what made me? I'm like, what? My senior year, I gotta play. So I was doing physical therapy in the gym, going hard. So it's like, so I was going hard. I'm like, y'all not gonna tell me that I'm not gonna play. So, so that was one thing that made me not give up. So now that when I caught the rare disease, I'm like, yo, I've been through this before. I've been through this before. I could get through it. And it's like, I had people looking up to me. Like, I used to do camps at like Fairfield U and stuff. And I had kids like really looking up to me like, hey, Pooda, you could get through this, get through this. And it's like, even my mom, I'm like, yo, I can't let them down. And it just made me push. And now I'm here, I'm at where I'm at now.
Yeah. And so do you think, a story like that too, even when you talk about, coaching kids at camp, has now been some sort of related piece of this entire tournament, right? Because obviously as fans, you show up and watch the event and, want to see some good basketball. As players, they're going to show up and they want to win for the city. But for you personally, is this now, do you feel like a part of your story and, or I guess, give back?
Absolutely. It really is a give back because me is like, I didn't play college basketball because of my injury. I didn't play college basketball, and I think my calling is to give back and help the community and help kids because my job now, I'm a juvenile correctional officer. So when I'm working, I'm telling the kids it's more to life. Like I've been in your shoes, and every time if I call out of work, the kids are mad because I'm not at work because it's like really my calling to give back and help people. So it's like me growing up, there wasn't no tournaments like this. The only time we had tournaments is really AAU and like and everything. So now like these kids that's like 12, 13, 14, 15, they don't have basketball camps like that. They don't have like games to go to look at older people that play. All they hear is stories. You feel me? Even when I was older, all I heard was stories. Oh, that kid was nice. That cat was nice. But I never seen him play. So now that we having tournaments like this, the younger generation could see like my age group like still ball, and instead of having stories, they can actually see it with their own eyes.
Yeah. And what message would you have for young kids right now?
Just go hard at everything you do. Hey, if you want to be a manager at McDonald's, be the best damn manager at McDonald's you can, because at the end of the day, all you got is you really yourself. Like, how I think about stuff is really the way that the way that I go, like how hard I go and stuff, is like I still feel like it's not enough because there's somebody else out there going harder than you. You get what I'm saying? And it's like if you can like start your own business, start your generational wealth, because if you work, that's why I'm working on things now, because if my job decides to let me go, they just gonna find somebody else. Like God forbid, if I pass away, if I had kids, my job don't care that my kids are left out. So start your own business young, and whatever you want to do, just put your mind to it and don't let nobody stop you at all. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to live life with no regrets, like at all. Like I lived my life with regrets, like in high school, growing up in high school, like hearing people talk in my ear. But now as I got older, it's like, if you're doing good, even whatever you're doing, somebody's gonna talk good about you or bad about you. So just do what you gotta do, because at the end of the day, you're coming home to you being you. Forget what everybody else saying.
Yeah, and that's obviously that's a bigger life lesson, right? And not just from a tournament perspective. But when you started this tournament, obviously, because a story like that is always inspirational, and it's something, and it's a positive message, right? But were there ever any obstacles or things that may have slowed you down in the process of starting it?
Absolutely. Like my first year, I did it at the Cardinal Sheen Center in Bridgeport, and I did it by like alumni high schools. That's how I did it the first time. So the obstacles about that was getting the gym space. It was hard getting a gym space because even in Connecticut, if you don't own something or like really plugged in with something, it's hard for you to rent out something like a gym space. So I had to get that, and then like everything that I'm doing is really coming out of my pocket. Like, so my first year, it was hard even getting $20 from people just to play in it. So if people didn't pay, I had to come out of my pocket and do it. I was just doing that so my city could have something, like something good, like about it. And like even now, like so it worked up to it. So everything that so after the Sheen Center, I was doing it outside because that's when COVID hit. So COVID hit, I had to get money for the refs, get money for the insurance and stuff. And like I said, the teams are not paying $1, so everything is coming out of my pocket. But sometimes it was hard because I still gotta live my regular life.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I still gotta live my regular life. So like the obstacle was another obstacle was I have a team playing. Our team will back out last minute. I gotta find another team. Refs back out last minute. I gotta find another ref. So it's like some people think it's like I could just call players but I can't. I started playing for this one. I'm gonna say like September of last year, and I'm still not done, and it's 4 days away. So it's even if you think something is right, like you got everything under control, something will pop up. Like, so you just always gotta have plan B, C's, and D's.
Yeah, and we talking about 10 months of planning because you said last September. That's 10 months of planning. So did you have like a checklist when you were starting off? Like, did you have like all right, I want to do this?
Yeah, like I set like goals for myself.
Yeah.
So like, I didn't come up with no flyer this year. I came out with like a video, like a video introducing each towns. So I never seen no one do that. So like, I was like, you know what, let me do that. So it was real hard for me because I had to go to, like, say if Hartford was talking, I drove all the way up to Hartford to be in his city to do it, to make it feel like they at home. You feel me? So when I had to go to New Haven, I went to Hill House to make sure, like, all right, as soon as you talk about New Haven, all you talk about is Hill House because they won 22 or 23 state championships. So I'm like, I got to make sure I talk to New Haven people at Hill House because that's like their background. So I gave myself like dates though. So I'm like, all right, by January 1st, I want to be done with the video. By February 10th, I need everybody rosters in. You feel me? But I just gave myself deadlines for that, and I achieved all my deadlines. So right now, just really the tedious things like getting the tables, getting changed for the door, all that. Yeah. So yeah. So basically, long story short, yeah, I made up a checklist for to get stuff done.
Got you. So on the day of the event, right? People already know are going to have a great time, right? But it'll be for, let's say, 5 or so hours, right? Uh-huh. But the thing is, it took you way longer than just 5 hours to put an event like that together. So talk to me too about the true work that gets put in, literally 10 months of work for 5 hours of entertainment that other people may not see or notice. Talk to me too about the work that you had to put in to really, make all this reality.
Yeah, like the different work that I had to put in that people really don't see is like how I said, I had to drive to East City to see the people and do it. I had to find a cameraman to do everything. People don't see like me going to different sites, talking to the people to convince them from letting me have tournaments. Yeah. I went to a couple other spots that they didn't let me have my tournament there because they said prior to the people like messed up their venue. So it was like I got denied 3 times, like to get somewhere. So I was really writing letters. I was getting references from the other spots that I had my tournaments for. So it was like a lot of extra like BS for me to just get it done. Like, so people don't see like the background, like me contacting cops so they could be there, contacting security to be there. Like people just think, all right, Pooda's gonna call these players because he know them, and then it is that. But it's really not. I had to make flyers. I gotta make flyers. I gotta get tables for the vendors and everything. Make sure making sure everybody's happy. Like people don't see that. Like, I'm trying my best, and I hope a lot of people notice that what I'm trying to do for the city. And that's it, man.
Yeah. And in an event like this, do you feel like you'll have time to take like 2 seconds the day of and really enjoy it? Do you feel like you'll be able to sit down and actually watch, a quarter or like, you know what I mean? Because again, you're still a hoop fan, you know what I'm saying? So it's not even like, all right, you're just an event planner that's throwing on some and, like you still, watch hoops. So do you feel like you'll have that chance to just like, all right, let me just vibe and, watch some hoop?
Yes, I do, because I'm going to make that time for myself because like I've been playing this for 10 months. So I deserve this to watch one game peacefully because I know that day of the tournament people gonna be calling my phone, this and that. I need to run here, I need to run there, setting up. So it's gonna be real hard for me to just sit down. But I'm gonna make that time for myself to sit down because I feel like I deserve it.
For someone that's trying to organize their own sports event, right? Let's take it from the top, if you will, right? So let's say it's September.
Yeah.
It's 2 months ago, right? What was your first point of action? Like, what was the first thing you kind of did? I mean, obviously this isn't the first year, but like, what was the first thing that made you say, okay, let's do this first, and then boom, boom, boom?
What? So you trying to say what did I plan on doing first?
Yeah. So like, if someone, I guess, wanted to start their own sports event, if someone had the idea in their mind, like, you know what, I feel like I can do something similar, maybe just for my town, right? What would be the first thing you tell them?
First thing I'll tell them is you gotta have patience because everything is not gonna go your way at all. Like everything is not gonna go your way. It's just you gotta have patience with it, and you gotta have a lot of connections, and you gotta have a following. You gotta have a following also because you could plan, you could do this and plan it, but if you don't have like the basketball following, and that's like it's really like John Cena's trying to throw a tennis match. No, like John Cena's a wrestler. You feel me? He's not gonna have the tennis following. So you need the following for that for you. I'm not saying to be successful, but just to have everyone talking about it. And it's like and another thing is the first year is not gonna be perfect. The first year isn't really a trial and error thing because I learned so much. This is my 4th year doing it. I learned so much from it. So it's like easy. It's still stuff I gotta learn from it. Right. But like I said, I'm doing everything. I'm really one man doing everything. Like I'm getting the players. I'm getting everything. I'm riding around town. It's just really me. And it's like, but it's what I signed up for. Yeah. So it's just like I also advise you guys like get a team, like a great team to work with you, like a great team. Thankfully, I got like now like I have a lot of friends like helping me like with the tedious stuff, like and everything. It's just like because at the end of the day, you still gotta live your life. I still got a 9-to-5 job. I still gotta come home. I got a dog. Still gotta live my life. But it's just like, yeah, my dog. That's my daughter. That's my daughter. Man. That's my daughter. But you still gotta live. You still gotta live your life. So it's just like you just gotta balance it all out.
And two, you mentioned 10 months, right? You know, you started September and July. Do you recommend someone start earlier, or could they, if they want to finesse, could they start a little later than like 10 months or, you know?
The earlier, the better. It depends on how big you want the tournament. If you just want 4 teams, 6 teams, and you don't really care who's on the team, then you could plan it in 4 months. You can plan it in 5 months. But it's just like how I said, I try to get it perfect. I try. Nobody's perfect. Nothing's ever going to be perfect because something's always going to pop up. But the longer that you like brainstorm your ideas, the better the outcome would be.
Yeah. And you know, anytime you're planning an event, right, especially a sports event, that means you have to deal with a lot of other people. So another one you mentioned was referees. Players, I feel like, okay, you know, the captain's got that under control / you know, eventually some people are going to voice their opinion and say like, yo, I want to play or some shit. You feel me? Yeah. So how do you go about referees?
Referees, like, all right, so I used to play basketball back in the day, and the refs that used to ref my high school game, they still ref now. And also, like, my dad, he's a referee. Like, he's a high school referee. And a lot of his friends are high school and college referees as well. So all I really did was just ask my dad to shoot out a group text, and he asked if anybody want to ref my son's game, and they're hearing about the game. Like some of them said no because they actually want to watch the game. So it's like I had to. So that's how I got the ref. So I got a mixture of high school ref, like on a great board, high school ref, and like Division II college referees. So like all the referees are well seasoned because like an event like this, you can't have like no rookie referees. You got to get used to. You got to have the referees that's used to that environment because you can have, you know, how people get, they amped up, they're yelling at the ref, yo, call a foul. Some refs can't take that, and they'll give you a tech and like mess up the whole flow of the game. Like you got to have them refs that can take the BS and don't let their personal feelings get into it. So you have really for like that's another thing. Like for anybody that want to do a tournament, you got to pick the refs that season and ready for an environment like that.
Mm-hmm. And ones that aren't too emotional and have somewhat thick skin. Because the players is one thing, but son, tell me, even the crowd might get a little active. You're right, like this. This when we're talking about cities, you feel me? Like
absolutely, because to go back on my 2 years ago, we had a referee and he wasn't calling nothing, like no calls at all. So one of the coaches got in his face, yo, call a foul, like, yo, these kids gonna get hurt. And the ref just left mid-game. Like he left mid-game. And he left mid-game, bro. And he wrote a letter to the board to Bridgeport saying he felt threatened for his life. It was crazy.
Wow.
And it was like, that's why I'm saying you need refs that's used to stuff like that. Like the coach wasn't even, the coach was like yelling at the ref saying, yo, they're gonna get hurt. Like, call a foul. He wasn't threatening, pointing them, but he let his emotion get into it and he just left. Left.
Now mid game is kind of wild.
Mid game. So I'm like, we gotta finish this game. And it was a championship game. So I'm like, I gotta finish this game with one ref because all the other refs like left. So I'm like, oh man, it was horrible.
Okay, so that game ended up finishing with one ref.
One referee, yeah.
Okay, and how long ago was this?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Okay, so now what would you have done? Knock on wood. What would you do if that were to happen? Now,
that's why each game I have now, I have 3 referees. So if one of them leave, I got two. And even like now, these refs, they want to stay to watch these games now. So even if some BS happen, I still have a ref on standby. So that's like prime example. I say you live and learn from your mistakes. You get better. Every year you get better. Because 2 years ago, I still would have had one ref. If 2 years ago was me, I would have just had 2 refs per game. But now I have 3, just so nobody could say somebody's cheating. And just like prime example, if a ref real threatens for his life and want to leave, I still got 2 referees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm glad you had that as an answer because because again that 2 years is time for improvement and growth. You know what I'm saying? You're not the same person and it's not the same tournament as it was.
Absolutely.
So that's good. So another one too I want to mention is jerseys.
Yeah.
Is that something that you had to deal with at all?
Jerseys, yes and no. Because jerseys, everybody got different prices for their jerseys, and it was just hard for me like designing the jerseys because it's gonna be 1,000 people looking at the jerseys. Like, so it's like you want to get it perfect. So what I did this year was each team has like each team had like the scale logo in the middle of their shirt.
Okay.
Well, it's the outline of the state of Connecticut, but in the middle it got my the scale logo and then whatever city they're from. So like they're representing their state with that. And then I have like the sponsors and stuff on the back. Yeah. So like this year was like quite challenging because I had a lot of ideas, like 4 or 5 ideas, but it was just which one it will make the most sense. So I make 5 ideas, I use 1. So now next year I got 4 left. So it's like I'm still planning that. I plan ahead.
So like you created the jerseys, or you went to like someone like you already knew, or like
all right. So my friend named Pops, he got his own clothing line, but I went to school with him, and he's real like artsy. So like even if people have ideas, they go to him to do it. So like he drew it up for me. He drew everything up for me, and my dad's friend, she owns her own like printing stuff. Like she does like the high school basketball teams out here, like warm up jerseys and stuff. So it's like she printed them and made them for me. So prime example, how I said before, doing a tournament, you need to have like a lot of connections. You gotta have a lot of connection in each field, because if I didn't really have those connections, I would have been lost in the wind. And like they're seasoned in the game with that stuff. Like they know what they're doing, and she made it in a timely manner, and it's gonna be here for Saturday, and it's like it's exposure to them, because anybody else want to have a tournament, and they did the scale tournament. I know them, and I know that, and that's one thing about me. Like I like helping people. Like I love helping people. Any way like my friends or peers could get noticed and get put on a map, I'm all there for it. Like I said, I have vendors at the tournament. Mm-hmm. A lot of my friends sell clothes. It's gonna be over 1,000 people there. This is your time to show people your stuff. This is your time. Like there's no greater time to do this. So like I said, I love putting people on. I love that. Like it makes me feel better. It's like me, like for example, playing basketball, I'd rather get an assist than get a bucket. Because it makes me feel like I'm contributing to the team. Like I'm making somebody else prosper.
Yeah. Fact. I hope there ends up being a lot of that mentality on the court as well for people that's playing, trying to get, nothing wrong with assists, y'all.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because, anytime, there's big events like this with different cities, everyone got to show out. But,
everybody, I scored 40 points, but but that's the good thing about this. Like I'm in a group chat with all the players, and it's really teams like out here really practicing for the game, running plays, everything, because they're taking it serious.
Yeah, I mean, I respect it. I was going to say running plays is a little, I wasn't expecting that, but I respect it, because you know what though, that's a good thing, because that just lets one, the credibility of the tournament. It's not like, all right, dude showing up like, all right, let's link, around noon, let's get some shots up in this slide. It's like, let's, like, when we step foot on this court, we not finna just do some bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
We're not gonna get smacked, because people are gonna talk about it for a year. Like, oh, Stratford got smacked by 50. Oh, they you feel me? Like, oh nah. So it's like, it's really pride. It's really a pride for their city. And then another thing is, so and it's also on the captain. So say if Bridgeport lose by 30, say Bridgeport lose at 30, they gonna blame the people that picked the team. Like they gonna blame them people, or it's gonna be people out there like, damn, see, that's why you should have picked me up. That's why you should have picked me up. That's all it's gonna be. So it's like they need to win, so they won't hear that bullshit. Like they need to win.
It's funny too. I mean, dudes be petty sometimes. I mean,
absolutely.
But the game is the game. That's how it should be. It's almost like, getting snubbed from a team, whatever, even though you feel like you deserve it. Would you ever consider though having like a side small one-on-one tournament kind of thing, like where somebody like a earn your spot kind of shit like that?
Like that's what I was planning on doing, like a 1-up 1-down tournament.
Yeah,
like to say me and you from Bridgeport. I get like 4 people from Bridgeport. They bring their 5, and we all meet at the gym. And the 2 winners, that's the team right there. Yeah, like it's just I got like right now mentally I'm in 2027 right now. Like, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Like the tournament's on Saturday, but I'm already planning for next year. I'm already talking to people. I got stuff already planned different from this year. I'm already planning it. It's like my mind's never stops. Like, and like with this tournament, it's like connecting me with a lot of people. Like a lot of people.
From the first year that you started the tournament, did you think that it would be what it is now? And I don't just mean like the length of making it to year 4, but it's like, because then you mentioned, the idea that you've grown and you've seen it, you've been able to improve in different areas.
To be honest with you, it's a yes and no, because my first year when I did it, it was like a trial and error, and I had over like 500 people there. So I'm like, oh shoot, and I was like the talk of the town. It was like I was planning this in my hospital bed, and now it's really coming to reality. So then when COVID hit, it was 2 years that I had to be outside. A lot of basketball players don't like playing outside, like because they have overseas careers, and it's like bad for your knees. So the first 2 years, the second 2 years outside, it was like, all right, I got 200 people there, 300 people there. And then the third year, I went down to like 150, 140. So I'm like, damn, should I continue this? Like, it's going down now. So once COVID like kind of stopped and I could have like gym time, I'm like, because I wanted to do this outside, but I'm like, it's not the right time to do it. as soon as I get inside, it's on. So now that I got the inside space, I just dropped this on them, and now it's the talk. It's the talk of the city, man. Well, the state right now, like everyone's talking about it. I have people, grandmas hit me up asking for tickets because it's like they didn't see their kid play since they was in high school, college. Oh, my baby playing, I need to be there. And that's for me. That's what it's all about. Like making people happy seeing their loved ones play, because shoot, it's people that's 28, 29. The last time they played was in college. They was 20, 21. They didn't see them playing 8 years. So it's just like, it's really like a homecoming event for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. And again, too, we mentioned earlier in the show, like just the idea of like, even outside of just the sport itself, you're bringing, a whole state really together, right?
Yeah.
And you mentioned another one was vendors, right? So with the connections that you have and your friends and all that, how has the process of that been, right? Getting vendors, to be there.
The vendor was good. My friend Bruno helped me with the vendors. Bruno, like she makes like French fries. Like it's weird. Like she makes French fries and it's like she knows a lot of people in New Haven, and I know a lot of people in Bridgeport. And me, I like wearing like my friends' clothes. So it's like I rather spend $50 on my friend clothes than $200 and a Miri Gucci, because it's like if I'm buying a Miri, they don't know me. Like I'm supporting somebody I don't know. I'd rather have my friends, like I'd rather put my money in my friends' pocket to let them get bigger so they can get there. And it was about who has the hottest street brand in Connecticut. So like you scroll on Instagram and you see people like wearing somebody else's stuff. So it's like, oh, I will want them to vend at my event. So I already kind of knew who I wanted to vend there, but I still put up a post saying, hey, I'm looking for vendors, because I still wanted to see what else was out there. So I had I'm not gonna lie to you, probably over like 300 DMs about somebody, but I can only pick 8 of them, like 8 or 9 of them. You feel me? So it's like, it was hard for me. That's why I had my friend Bruno help me, because she's all over. She knows everyone, and she's into the fashion stuff. Like she's into the fashion stuff.
Another one too, touch on this, is the marketing and the social media stuff that you had to kind of help promote the event.
Yeah. Well, the market. So, all right. So I'm not gonna lie. Like before, I used to do the tournaments. I used to like put BS in my stories and stuff, like go out having partying and stuff. But now I can't do that shit no more, because it's like I gotta market myself now. Like I gotta be on point. So it's like everything I'm posting is really like life quotes and like stuff about the tournament and stuff. So like that's one thing that I had to really change about my social media stuff. And for the marketing standpoint, it's like it comes from a lot of my followers, really, because the video that I posted, it got like you can see the insights and stuff. It had 7,000 people share it, and I'm like, oh shoot. On Facebook, I had 303,000 views for the video. I'm like, wow, like I'm really up to something. Yeah. So it's like, it's a lot. It's just support from my community. Really, they really help me, because without them, it's like it really won't be no tournament, because it's like they're the ones that want to see it. Because if I wasn't like one, and it comes from being a good person. Like if I was like somebody like not a good person, nobody's gonna want to support me at all, because they're like, oh, Pooda be on some bullshit. I'm not messing with him. But it's like I do good for everybody and to everybody, so like they want to see me win just how bad as I want to see them win.
Yeah, and that in itself is kind of telling, right? Just the idea, like, it's okay to want to see other people win. But the good thing about that type of marketing, I think, like the best form of marketing is when you have to do as little as work as possible, right? Not just the idea of like allowing other people to share your stuff. And that happens when you post dope stuff / what people need to hear and want to talk about. So in your case, you feel me? You posted something that, people want to pull up to, what I'm saying? So what does that kind of mean to you, to know that you posted something, maybe you didn't intend or think that it would blow up the way it did, but it did.
It means everything to me, man, because it's basically saying all the work that I'm putting in is not going unnoticed. So it's like, as soon as I post something, I don't know if it's just me. I got my notifications off. So if I post something on Instagram, I don't got, because me, I'm going to keep looking every second. So I'll post it and I'll go back 30 minutes later, 200 people already liked it. 200 people already shared it. So it's like, wow, it's like really like they're waiting for me to post it.
Yeah.
And it goes for the fact, like I dropped the schedule this week, Sunday. But before Sunday, people texting me, DMing me on Instagram, yo, where the schedule at? Yo, where the schedule at? Yo, I'm waiting for that. And it's like, wow, like people are really waiting for it. Like, I felt like Avon on the wire. Like that's how I felt like. I felt like Avon. I'm like, wow, it's like everybody's waiting for me, man. So it's like it was a great feeling, man. It still is a great feeling. It's on real still. Like I'm 4 days away, and it's like it feel like it's 3 weeks away. Like, because the time is just not here yet.
But talk to me too about that schedule, right? So did you? I mean, obviously, I'm sure you created, but I mean, like, was there any type of like, all right, I want this team to play bada boom, bada bing. I want this city to play. You know, did you try and create drama with the schedule, or did you just say,
absolutely,
all right,
absolutely, I did. Absolutely, I did.
Heard it.
At first, it was two things I was gonna do. At first, I was gonna go live on Instagram and just pull names out the hat. That's what I really wanted to do. But then it's like, so then another thing was I went on Facebook and said, yo, who do y'all want to see first round? And I had like 300 comments. So I'm like, you know what? Let me spice it up a little bit. I want to go for like Bridgeport and Waterbury. We always had beef with each other basketball wise. Like, yo, we got the best guards. What? We got the best guards. Man, we'll kill y'all. Like, we'll kill y'all in ball. And it's like, okay, I like that. That's the first round matchup right there. Then. And then like Norwalk and Stanford, they're literally 10 minutes away from each other. So, but they always play each other, like in every tournament they do. So I'm like, you know what? Let me not do that. So Stratford and Norwalk, they've been like that too. Because Stratford got a big man by the name of Brandon Sherrod. You know Brandon Sherrod. And Norwalk got a big man from Steve Enoch. They both big, pause. Like they both big. Like, you feel me? So it's like people saying, yo, Brandon will kill him. What, Steve? You crazy. Steve that. Bet. That's the matchup right there. So that's what I did for like every team, like the secret beef. Like even before that, like I'm a snake. Like I like start drama. So even before I posted the video about the thing, I'll be on Facebook like, yo, who better, Quincy or this person?
Man said, who better?
Who's better?
I get it.
I was like, you feel me? Like, who's better? What? 200 comments. But that's me leading up to the video I posted. That's me leading up to what ballers. I say, yo, what state in Connecticut got the best ballers? Oh, Waterbury got it. Oh, New Haven got it. Every city they name, that's the 8 more. That's the team that I got from that, and that's the thing. It's a method to my madness all the time. Like, it's always a method to my madness.
Yeah. And there's a plan behind all that, right? It's like, obviously you drive an engagement because people are going to go and get active with that type of debate. But then it leads up to the event where it's like, okay, all that chatter is cool, but we're going to see on the actual day. So
absolutely,
give us some sort of analysis, right? Can you put on your analyst hat for a second? I know obviously you've been playing the event for, again, 10 months now, but outside of Bridgeport, of course. Do you have a sleeper pick? Is there a team or a city out there that you feel like, what, not gonna hold you? They, it might be curtains for everybody else but them. Is there a city out there that you feel like might have an advantage?
I got two for you, man. One of my sleeper picks is Stratford, because Stratford they always play together. And they got fresh legs. They got fresh legs. Like, they got kids in college. They got kids like still playing overseas. They have and they play basketball every day. So it's like they're one of my sleeper teams. Another sleeper team is Hartford. Because if they come together and play, like if they put all their BS aside and come and play, ain't nobody fucking with them. Like they got Karan Iverson, 6'10" point guard. Like Mike Anderson, 6'8" point guard. Jerome Harris, like EJ, like it's like, what are you gonna do with a 6'10" point guard coming down? Like you gotta just run outside and start your car because ain't nothing you can do. Like ain't nothing you can do. Like so, it's like it just depends on really what Karan pull up, what player pulls up. Like you feel me? Because like Hartford, those my mans. Like but everybody, I talk shit about them all, like to them all the time. So it's not like I'm going behind their back. Like so, it's like it depends if they want to play together. If they for some one man for themselves shit, it's not gonna work. But if they really play together and they play their role, man, listen, they're gonna be like my team at the Quinnipiac camp, man.
All right, so for some context, y'all, because that's hilarious, by the way. But for some context, y'all, yeah, we was at a camp at Quinnipiac. Anytime you're coaching kids, especially during the summer, let me tell you something. It's one thing to be a coach. Anyone that has ever coached kids at a camp, you know that sometimes it is a babysitting session. Sometimes it's just okay. Some parents pay to have their kids just get the hell from them for a couple hours.
Yeah, get away from
Yeah. But you know what though? Even in an event like that, it's also a reminder too of how sports kind of connect everyone, right? Like, because that's how we met, right? Absolutely. And so even now to see what you've done on the tournament side is just kind of crazy thing. But is there I know, so is it inside or outside?
It's inside.
Okay, inside. Yep. Inside, and is it going to be streamed at all? I know people are able to obviously buy tickets at the door, but will it be streamed at all?
Absolutely. It's a stream. It's a stream in my bio on Instagram. It's a free live stream, and it will be on YouTube. My guy that I have live streaming it, he live streams a lot of the Dykeman games, so he's official. Like he knows what he's doing. So even if you can't make it there, you still can be able to watch it.
For sure. All right.
Watch it.
So
like, it's gonna be a good event. Yeah. I'm gonna have like a lot of stars in there, like a lot of stars, like a lot of like known rapper, like even like Don Q, like he's a rapper from New York. I told him about it. He said, he might pull up. Like I have a famous like a basketball player, like Brian Holmes, he's pulling up to it. Like so it's gonna be a great event, and it's like it's just like it's really a reunion, man. That's really it is. It's a reunion of great basketball.
Yeah.
Like, only good basketball we see, like really college basketball.
Yeah.
And this is like the best next thing next to it, man.
Yeah. And so, basketball aside, right? Well, what does it kind of mean to you to know that the job is on the verge of completion? Right, to know that like all the work that you put in, and also too, not even just for yourself, but for the community and for the culture as a whole, to know that you created an event, a positive event that is bringing out people from different cities, that in a positive light, right? It's not like, all right, let's link up and let's do some damage on some negative. Yeah. This is something that's like, okay, it's healthy.
Yeah. It means a lot to me, man, because even now, people like, it's like everywhere I go now, oh, you Pooda, you the one doing the tournament? Yo, good shit, man. Like, we need something like that. Are you the dude that's doing this? And it's like everywhere I go, it's like I have a 20, 30-minute conversation with somebody, and I love shit like that. I love talking. I love like giving my ideas to people and everything. And it's just like how you said, every city is linking up. So just like, say if I go to Hartford, they'd be like, oh, that's Pooda, like he good. Like he do the basketball tournament. Oh, I go to Norwalk. Oh, that's Pooda, man, he good. Like, there's times where I went to Stanford probably like a month and a half ago. I went at some restaurant. I got my whole meal for free, like, because they was like, yo, I like what you're doing. Keep it up. Like, there's nobody else really doing what you do. And it's like, I'm humble about it.
Yeah.
I could really like walk around like, ain't nobody fucking with this tournament. Like I could talk shit, but it's just like realistically, I don't got the best tournament. Like it's still room for improvement. So it's like I'm not where I want to be at yet, but it's like I'm almost like at 40% because it's just like it's trial and error. Like my personal goal for this is to really get it like get 8 different states, and because the whole Connecticut link up is slow. Like I think we're taking it. So like my goal really is get it like at Madison Square Garden or something, because it's like it's getting attention. Like I had interview with News Channel 12. Like it's getting attention. Because you really think about it, the only time like a man of color is really on the news is for some bullshit. Like it's about some bullshit, and it's just like it just makes me happy, bro. That about like that, and it's like how I said, I build connections. So like one of my best friend stepfather, he's doing an app called Venue GPS. I don't know if you ever heard of them. Venue GPS is like it's like you ever heard of what's that app a long time ago? Like say you in Atlanta, you go to the app and you see what parties is there.
You never not Waze.
Nah, you get to see like what parties is there. It's like it was an app, like what's going on.
Only thing I can think of is Eventbrite.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So he's making it like he's like that. Like if you look him up, he's on Billboard's website, and he's out of Connecticut. Like he's out of Connecticut, and he's doing big things. Like he's linked in with NFL players, like professional players and everything. And it's like he's gonna let me run the sports section about with that. So it's like how I said, it's really connected me in ways. So it's like he got connections to Madison Square Garden. He got connections to a lot of things. So it's like I just want to like a Madison Square Garden. Think about like the ACC tournaments and stuff. Like that's what I think of. Like so, like yo, if I could have something like this, that's great.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you head in the right direction. You know, they always say like before you can go national, you got to control the state, right? Before
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying, you want to have something for the state, you got to control, your city, right? So you're heading in the right direction. And just now kind of see it blossom. What would you say? Give I guess 3 pieces of advice for anyone that's looking to create their own sports tournament. What would you say 3 things that either you wish you knew since day one, or 3 things that you would tell someone that's getting ready to start with theirs?
Number 1, be prepared for the bullshit. Like bullshit I'm meaning is like people in your ear telling you how to run stuff. Like it's people in my ear telling me what to do, and they never ran nothing a day in their life. Like just be prepared for the bullshit / like the haters. Like it always gonna be haters around. So don't let that stop you from doing what you're doing. Number two is you just have your ducks in order. Like just have your ducks in order. Make sure like your money is right. Like don't go in there. Just don't go in there like begging for help. Like don't go in there begging for help, because you're really your own person. You could go as far as you don't let another man determine your success. Let you be that man. You be the person that everybody talk about. And number 3, just have fun with it. Have fun. Don't let it stress you out. You're gonna get stressed out. You're gonna be like, should I even do this anymore? But at the end of the day, it's gonna be well worth it, because honestly, I really can't wait till Saturday. Like all I'm thinking about is setting up the table, setting up the chairs, and as soon as 11:30 hit, it's lights, camera, action.
Yeah,
I just can't wait for it, man. So just the route to that, the route to whatever day is gonna be stressful. But once that day hit, you're just gonna sit back and be like, I did this shit. Like I did this. So that feeling is great.
Yeah. And also too, there's gonna be an MVP trophy handed out.
Absolutely. Right? Yeah, it's gonna be an MVP trophy for the game. It's gonna be a high school. I got some of the best high school players in the state of Connecticut. They're gonna play before the championship game. I have an MVP trophy for that, and then I have the championship trophy too. And the championship team has we giving out like hats, like like the Final Four hats, right, like stuff like that. Yeah.
Is there a name or is for the MVP? Is there a name for it, or just like
the high school MVP is strictly like I call it the Scale Boy Classic. So it's the top it's the top 20 boys in Connecticut. So call it Scale Boy Classic MVP. And for the regular MVP, like the adult MVP, I name it after like someone that we lost. Like 2 years ago, we lost my friend Jaquan, JQ from Hartford. So I named the MVP trophy after him. So this year I lost a close friend. She wasn't a close friend, but she was real known in Connecticut. Lauren Smith Fields. She suddenly passed away, and we trying to keep her name alive. So every year, there's someone that someone lost, and we just trying to keep their name alive. So that's how I do it.
Yeah. And that's definitely a beautiful moment, because again, we always talk about how sports can bring people together. But at the same time, it's also a celebration of life, and that's why I want to touch on that part. The idea of the MVP meaning more than just the best player in the gym on that given day.
More than that,
right? It's It's
sorry.
No, you go.
Oh yeah, because last year it was the JQ MVP trophy. So JQ is from Hartford. So somebody from Hartford really made it known that we got to take this trophy home. Like, what did this look like if a Stratford about you? Feel me? We got to take this trophy home. And a guy by the name of Mike Anderson before the tournament happened, he said, "Yo, I'm taking this shit home." And he took it home and he gave it to JQ mom, and she was happy. Like, oh, like people are remembering my son. Like, because somebody passed away, people talk about it for 3-4 months, and then it just fades away.
Right.
And shit shouldn't be like that. We should just keep their name alive. And JQ, like I knew him from basketball and everything. Like he went to Albertus. He was a great player, and he played in a couple of my tournaments. So it's like, and it was like it's only right for us to contribute something like that. Yeah. So this year, Lauren Smith Fields, like her family contacted me, said, "Yo, this is a great thing," and they will be there presenting the trophy to the MVP. So it's just like something to keep their name alive, let people know we didn't forget about them.
Yeah, for sure. It's crazy how all this kind of comes full circle. And also too, man, at some point you should try, especially from the correctional space, it's like a scholarship or something, like announcing it on that day. If you're at like high school and stuff like that. I don't know, just I
want to do that. That's definitely like one of my plans was like, some of them, like I don't really do it for the money, like at all. Like, cause like I said, like 3 years in a row, I didn't make no money from it. So now that like I potentially can make money from it, it's like what I really want to do, like what I'm going to do. It's crazy. That's my first time even telling somebody that. So I'm telling on the podcast, the winner, because there's all seniors in the high school game. So whoever wins that, we're gonna go and we're gonna buy like everything for their dorms. Like the winner, I'm gonna buy whatever they want for their dorms, like their like snacks, their comforter, all that. So that's what I'm gonna do for the winner too, as well.
For sure, because that definitely goes a long way, especially that first year in college. And I'm sure whoever it is that receives those things is definitely going to appreciate it.
Definitely. And this is like you never know what somebody's going through. You never know if somebody's struggling. You never know if their parents can't afford it. You never know if they taking their sheets off their bed, bringing it to school. You never know. Like I'm just luckily that I was never one of them kids. So, but I had friends growing up like that. So that's where I got the good heart from. Like it was times where I see my friends going through shit. I would give them my shoes. Like, and my mom used to be like, "Where your shoes at?" No, I gave it to my friend because they didn't have shit. And it's like, I don't like seeing people like go through that like at all. Like that. So that's like another reason why like I want to do stuff like that. So the scholarship thing, that's a good idea. Like I really want to work that. I want to get that into the works.
For sure, definitely. Because I mean, again, that day, I mean, it's probably gonna be a holiday. If you think about for like a lot of people, that is really gonna be. Because again, too, to conclude the tournament after it's over, there's a party, right?
Yeah, it's an after party, like just to celebrate like the winning team. They got their section and everything section, like a free section. And it's like, it's really a day. Like, it's like you feel me? It's just all that hard work. We got to celebrate it.
Yeah, I don't think I knew there was a section for the winning team though.
Yeah, yep. We gotta do that. It's only right. It's only right, man. Like y'all the kings of the state right now. So y'all got the section, and let's turn up. Let's have a great time. And it's just like me personally. It's like I'm not from like what makes it like really successful, bro. Is like I'm from Bridgeport, but I'm not from like a certain side of town in Bridgeport. So I could go anywhere. So it's like people respect me off the strength. So it's like, say if two people from a side of town that don't like each other, they're not gonna do no bullshit in there because it's off the respect of me. It's off the strength of me. Like, yo, Pooda, that's a solid dude. I fucks with him. We ain't gonna do no bullshit in here. Like, you feel me? And it's been times where I seen people like that everybody know they don't fuck with each other. I'm like, oh shit, some bullshit about to happen. And they really come up to me like, you know, we're not on that here. Like, basketball is really the gateway for everybody. Like, it just make everybody forget about their problems, and it's just a day of fun. You want to see people get dunked on, want to see people get crossed up, and it just, you know, people heckling from the stands. Like, people, we love that. We love talking. Like, you know, us ballers, we love talking shit. Like, we love it. It's just, but it's like respectful shit. Like, so it's just fun, bro. It's fun.
Yeah, def. And, you know, that's something that money can't really buy, right? The idea of like being able to be good wherever you go, right? That's not, you can't pay for that.
Yeah, you can't pay for that. Like, you can't at all. Like, it's really, I go anywhere I want to without being like, yo, I can't be on this side of town. What am I doing? Like, I got friends that can't go on a certain side of town. Like, you feel me? But they do it for me for my basketball tournament. Like, my first year I did it downtown Bridgeport. Downtown was the middle of everything. So it's like, I bet. But my last 2 years, it was a Pacific side of town, and everybody still came out, and no BS happened. And it's crazy, no BS happened. I never had security. I never had cops. This my first one that I'm having security and cops at. You feel me? So just for safety reasons, and, you know, older people, and they want to come out and feel safe. So it's just a blessing that growing up, I was just guided into the right direction. Like, my mom ain't play no shit. Like, I have friends that's in the streets. Oh, I don't want you fucking with them. And it's like, I mess with them at school, but after school, it just, I'm coming home, do this homework, and I'm going, and I got AU practice or something. So I'm just thankful to be brought up into a good household, man. And that's my way for giving back.
Facts. And you know what? That's a perfect segue into a question that I have for you. You know, just the idea of giving back. You know, you've hosted a tournament where you got a bunch of people from around the state. It's one thing to put on for your city, right? Yeah. It's one thing to put on for your high school, but you got people from around the state coming up and pulling up to your tournament. All right. And so to kind of put everything into perspective, right? Even dealing with your, you know, your previous moments in life that kind of made you look at the world and the sport even differently, but still not accepting that in the form of defeat, but if anything, using that as a strength, right? And turning it into something that can now benefit, your city, the community, and the state as a whole. So the question I have for you, right, it's the final question I ask everyone that's ever been on the show is, how do you want to be remembered?
That's a great question. I never thought about that. I want to be remembered as I want to remember as a guy that he was a go-getter. He made sure everybody had a good time. He made sure, like, he made sure he makes stuff happen. Like, there's no question about it that Pooda didn't try his hardest to make stuff happen. And another way I want to be remembered as, I want to be remembered as a legend, man. I want to be a legend. Like, I want to be remembered like it's hard to top what I do. Or if somebody do something, yeah, I remember when Pooda used to do this. Yo, like, you feel me? Rest in peace, Pooda soul, God forbid. Like, yo, he was the one that started this, man. I remember, like, you feel me? So it's just, that's a way I want to be remembered, man. Like that. I want to school too, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. That's fast. But that's real though. I mean, like, I always say, I ask that question for reflection purposes, just to kind of, like I said, because on that day, as any event planner, you know, you're gonna be any and everywhere, I'm sure. But just be prepared to. I mean, I already know you are, but like, you probably gonna receive a shit ton of texts at the last minute. Like, yo, I'm outside. I'm at the door.
A lot of them, bro. It's a lot of people texting me, yo, put me on put me on the list. Yo, I hope I don't gotta pay for a ticket, right? But it's like, yo, support me, man. Like you feel me? It just what is $10? You feel me? What is $10? Like just support me. Like obviously, like my loved ones and people that I mess with the most, y'all good. But it's like people that like I played basketball with 2 times, 3 times. Like, cuz I don't even know you like that. And it's just like, just really support me. Because at the end of the day, if it was somebody famous that don't know you, you paying $100 to go somewhere and they're not gonna remember. Like me, it's like I get back to every DM. Like people be mad because I'm on my phone all the time because me, I'm not on like no Hollywood shit at all. Like I make sure I respond to everyone. You feel me? So it's like somebody come up to me though, yo, I DM'd you, and it's like that. Oh, I remember you, this and that. So it's just like if I could do that, if I could take time out of my day to do that to everyone, I just feel like just support me. That's really it because it's like I'm doing something good for the state of Connecticut.
Yeah, and to your point too, like it amazed me what people may spend their money on versus what they won't. To your point too, if it's $10, you're like, oh, let me just get it for free. But if it were someone else, right, a wild name, celebrity, whatever, and they were charging X amount, people wouldn't even hesitate. And so you would think, though, honestly, you would think it's reversed. You would hope and think, because like, all right, if I'm gonna support anybody, it's gonna be my man's. You know what I'm saying? If I'm you know what I'm saying, it's someone who I can dap up, not like someone who I'll probably never meet again. But I think sometimes that actually might be a bad thing in terms of like knowing everybody and being so close to everyone. Pause. Just the idea of like, damn, you want to show love, be good to everybody, but at the same time, it's like shit. Like why y'all trying to bend my arm when y'all know damn well y'all wouldn't be doing this if it was somebody else.
That's what I said. It's a good and a bad thing. Like I said previously, like it's people that's older than me calling me big bro. Like you're saying that just so I could be like, oh my God, you call me big bro, you're gonna get in for free. Like, no, I'm not gonna say that. Like, you feel me? And it's just like it's a true statement. I seen it online one day. It was like you get more love from people out of your city than in your city. And it's really like a real statement because it's like people that's really supporting me to the T is 80%, 85% people outside of Bridgeport, because it's like, and that's a sad thing to say, is because it's like if somebody from my city it's people that I don't even like in my city, like just personal reasons, but if they have an event, I'm sharing it. They hosting stuff, I'm sharing it, I'm pulling up, I'm giving them ideas because it's still our city at the end of the day. But it's just like I'm getting way more love from Hartford. Like it's Hartford cats that call me every day. Yeah, I'm telling everybody about this shit, man. We about to have this shit packed. Like you feel me? Bridgeport people calling me, yo, I can get in free. Yo, why this person not on a roster? Yo, you should do this, you should do that. I don't think you should do it like that. Like, damn, be happy for me. Like, you feel me? And it just, I mean, like that's what I'm saying. That's really a true quote. You get more love from somebody outside of your city than inside of it.
Yeah. And that's unfortunately true. But, sometimes strangers can be your biggest supporters,
Absolutely.
But I think it's because on the flip side is when people are so attached to you / they know you so well, they think that they can kind of either get over or not pay or whatever.
Yeah.
But like I said, it really should be the exact opposite.
Yeah. Because y'all paying $100. It's people that spend $200 in the club on drinks.
Oh, there's probably gonna be some people on Saturday who will probably get mad at you for not letting them get it for free for $10, but then run up a crazy ass tab and then
they in the club buying bottles, blowing, like, you feel me? It'd be the people that claim they getting money. Like, you feel me? If you get money, it was $10. Like, you feel me? Like, what's $10? But you know how that is. They just trying to impress the females. Yeah, like, that's what it is. That's what it is. I guess I'm gonna put on a wig on Saturday. That's what I'm gonna do.
Hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do. But if you could, man, just drop your social medias, right? Like, where can people find you? Where can people get more information about the game? Where can it be live streamed? Again, all that, like, because this is a very, very important event again for the state. So by all means, man, let people know and give them more information on it and yourself again, where people can find you.
But my name is Pooda again. My Facebook is Pooda Coleman. My Instagram is _Pooda. That's really the only two social medias I have. But every event, everything that you need to know that's happening on Saturday will be on there. I'll be updating my story like every hour, the day of. And one of my advices is get there early because it's gonna be a zoo. It's gonna be a lot of people there trying to get good seats and everything, and nobody's gonna want to leave because it's an all-day event of great basketball. So that's one of my advice for people too. Just get there early. There's gonna be food, drinks, and everything there. There's gonna be souvenir T-shirts and everything. Just come have a great time and have fun. Like that's it. That's all it's about.
Yeah. So do me a favor, give the location, the time, and the day again, so people
The day is July 16th, 2022. We at the University of Bridgeport. Game start at 12 o'clock, but the doors will open at 11:30. First game, we have Stratford versus Norwalk. Second game, we have New Haven versus Stanford. Third game, we have Bridgeport versus Waterbury. And the fourth game, we have New London versus Hartford. And it's going to go all day. The boys high school play at 6, and the championship game will be at 7 o'clock. And after that, we're going to turn up at Terminal 110.
That's a long day, man. Make sure you get your rest, but that's a long day. That's a lot of basketball.
It's a lot of basketball, man. But it's hard to get rest. It's hard to get rest. Like,
of course,
I'm still having like, because I work overnights. So if I'm doing this during the day, I'll be done with my day around like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. I got an hour and a half before I go to work. So it's just, I've been doing this for 10 months, man. Like this, but one day this is all gonna pay off. It's all gonna pay off.
For sure. Definitely. Like, we both said it's heading in the right direction. People know about it. The word is out. People are definitely pulling up. You got a dope event when people are upset, right? When people are upset that they're not on the roster, upset that you're charging them, upset that the drive is too far. Because the thing is too, usually when people ask that or have a problem, they still pull up.
Yeah, they still gonna pull up. Absolutely.
You feel me?
They still gonna pull up.
Absolutely. They might be upset on the drive, but they're gonna be there. They might be upset that they got to pay at the door, but they still gonna pull up. There might be some people that might be upset they didn't make the roster, but they're gonna be there. So that's how you know you got a good event.
Good event, yeah. And it's like you can't complain because I dropped pre-sale tickets. Like I dropped pre-sale tickets, and if you got tickets, you're good. You can come whenever time you want. But it's like, you know how people they wait for the last minute to get stuff. And it's like, that's not on me. That's on you. You've seen it. It been up since March. Now we're in July. That's 4 months.
I mean,
you could get $10 in 4 months.
Yeah.
I don't know where you're working at.
Well, you know how black people are,
Nah, absolutely.
If you give us,
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course,
absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man.
But yeah, I would say on the Defiant Legacy front, on social media, make sure you subscribe to Theus Elijah on YouTube. All right, Define Your Legacy on Apple Podcasts, as well as Spotify, Define Your Legacy with an _ at the end on Instagram, Define Your Legacy on Facebook, DYL Podcast on Twitter, and last but not least, Theus Elijah on TikTok. All episodes of Define Your Legacy drop every Thursday at 8:24 a.m. Eastern. All right. That was a lot. Make sure you take a note on all that, y'all. All episodes every Thursday, 8:24 a.m. Eastern. What'd you say?
8:24 for Kobe Bryant?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I got a whole Kobe Bryant tattoo. That's my man.
Yes, sir. That's the motivation. The real know that
Make sure y'all give him a follow, man. He's doing stuff that's nobody doing. His hard work, everything. Go give him a follow, man. If you're not, you're doing something wrong.
For sure. I appreciate that. And if you come in, do you have any final words for the lovely audience of Defiant Legacy before we let you go?
My final words is do what makes you happy. People gonna talk shit about you if you're doing bad, if you're doing good. Just do what makes you happy, because you don't want to be 60, 70 years old, like, damn, I should have did this like this. You feel me? Time doesn't go back. Time doesn't stop for no one. Do what makes you happy. Like, if just do it, because That's why I always wear Nike, because I just do it. Like, just do it. Just do it. Like, do what makes you happy, man. Like, fuck all the haters. Like, this, that's it, man. That's all I have for people, man.
Yeah.
And, like, it doesn't matter what the outsiders say. They on the outside for a reason. They on the outside for a reason, man. And that's it. That's all I got to say, man.
Facts. I mean, you only got one life to live, so you might as well make the most of it. You know, you have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow, so you might as well make the most of today. It's really that.
Make memories, man. That's what all life is about, memories.
Facts. Please do, y'all. But again, make sure y'all pull up to the tournament, y'all. All right, it's going to be a crazy event. The whole state is being represented, so pull up, y'all. And to all the players, make sure, you know, y'all handle business.
Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely, because they're going to be talking about it for a year.
Yeah. It's not
for a year, man.
It ain't going to be sweet. It ain't, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no, I had a bad day.
Yeah, nah, you can't. And that's why I did it, because they was talking. People would talk shit about each other. Like, yo, I'll bust your ass, blah blah blah. Now is your time to do it.
Okay.
Now is your time to do it. Like, don't duck no smoke. That's another message for the fans. Don't duck no smoke.
Especially too if you're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, if you're gonna talk about it, you gotta back it up.
Yeah. For sure. But just like that, y'all, again, appreciate you, man, for being on the show. It's been a dope one. And just like that, y'all, we gone. Peace.